Hi friends, how are you? Welcome. This is the first video of 3 series that I'm going to do in this month of May to share some books with you. It's my hope that you will find some inspiration from this video today. Some of the books I will share I've had for quite some time. We're going to do three different sections, and today's will be focused around books on yoga. Let's just dive right in so we can get started. So I have acquired books for over a number of years now, and the first one I'm going to share is called Yoga Dharma by Hamish Hendry. Now, this, as you can see, is very slim and has a very petite profile. It's a really wonderful book for those who are really new to the practice. Maybe you've taken a few yoga classes and you want to learn a little bit more about myths. You want to learn a little bit more about history, a little bit more about philosophy. This is a really nice introductory book. But don't be fooled by its petite size. There's quite a lot of knowledge in this little book here. So there's some stories from the Mahabharata. It talks about the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and there's also a really wonderful story at the very end that I love about the elephants. I'm not going to tell it to you so it doesn't ruin it for you, but it's just a really interesting way of looking at different perspectives about life and seeing life from different perspectives. So great book. Highly recommend if you're new and want something for light reading. The second book is called the Yamas and Niyamas, and this book is written by Deborah Adele. I have read it a couple of times now, and I'm actually reading it for the third time for our Yogi Book Club. So we started Yogi Book Club end of March, around beginning of April. And as one of our members says, it's one of the blessings of what's happened in terms of this global pandemic. We would have normally not had time or made time to do such a thing as meet every week to talk about yoga books. But now that there's a little more space, some of us have set aside time to meet on Sundays. So this is the first book that we're reading. We've read the first 3 chapters, Ahimsa, Satya, and Asteya, nonviolence, truthfulness, and non-stealing. And we're going to discuss Brahmacharya on Sunday, May 3rd. So we meet every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And you don't need to have read the whole book. You can join in whenever you want. This is the kind of book that actually you can pick up and just open to a page and see, where it takes you. So really great book, something that you can read. I definitely will be reading it through the course of life. So many jewels here to learn from. This third one, sorry, I am outside, so it's quite bright, is called The Sacred Tradition of Yoga by Dr. Shankanarayana Jois. And I'm pretty sure I didn't say his name right, but I love this book. I actually found his writing on a website. I don't know if it's his website or it's through someone else, and the way he broke down yoga philosophy was so tangible, and it just made so much sense. The writing is very clear and very applicable to modern day life, and so I really wanted to get this book. I think I ordered it directly from Shambhala. And I like that he actually talks about the Yamas and Niyamas as well. There's some really dense chapters that go, again, more deeply into Yamas and Niyamas. I also like that he includes the other 5 Yamas and Niyamas that are not traditionally taught or that you wouldn't normally hear about. So there's some additional ones that are not as well known, and you can read about them here. So again, Sacred Tradition of Yoga. And I have loved this book. You can see it's very well worn, and I've mentioned it on my blog several times as well. So a good book to return to now and again. This fourth book is Yoga Makaranda, and great for anyone that's practicing Ashtanga or new to Ashtanga. Also a very different perspective. You'll see the perspective that from Krishnamacharya's point of view, and how he viewed yoga as to be maybe not so much shared with the West. It also puts you in the context of the time this book was created, so gives a little bit of perspective on the practice. There, he also talks about the Yamas and Niyamas as well. There's a deeper dive into them in this book as well, and also a breakdown of the sequence. So, great book to have on hand. Now, book club was started by some members of the Ashtanga home practitioners group that's on Facebook. I've been a member on there for a few years. I've been in and out of practicing in shalas around the Bay Area, but I love the home practitioners group because it includes yogis from all around the world, and we can talk about practice. I had asked a group of students if they wanted to do book clubs, so we decided to create one, but you don't have to be a Ashtanga yoga practitioner to join. You can join, it's all yoga, it's the same. So to me, if you're interested, again, don't worry if you're not practicing Ashtanga. You're welcome to come and talk, and you might hear some chat about daily practice, but it's just a great way to connect to yoga philosophy and to share some concrete examples from our own lives and yogic wisdom. So, okay, last one here. Not the last book, but last one, particularly on Ashtanga, which is the Ashtanga Yoga Practitioner's Manual, written by David Swenson. I love David Swenson. I had a chance to practice with him a few years ago when he was visiting the Bay Area, and he is just such a light. He is so funny and has such a light way to introduce the practice, and I really appreciate his humor and just being in his presence. So the great book. It took me a while to finally get this book. I think I acquired it last year, and it's spiral bound, so it makes it really easy for you if you are practicing to have it next to your mat, because it will lay flat because of its way it's bound. It has primary and second series. The favorite part of my book, of this book, is that his description on the physics of flight, on how to float forward and float back, or jump through and jump back, is really on point. It makes total sense in terms of the physics. So I think if you are looking at understanding that more, his analogy and how he uses the visualization really helped me. I'm still working on it, but just great. I'm not going to describe it so it doesn't ruin it for you, but great book, great manual. Okay, this book, Mula Bandha, I will share with you in the comments a YouTube video of one of my teachers, Paige Elizabeth, who I've had the chance to study with in the past year. She's a wonderful teacher. She has a YouTube video that breaks down a more practical, applicable example of Mula Bandha. This book will go deeper into the energetics of it, as well as philosophy, as well as some practices at the end. There are some that will help you connect to that space of Mula Bandha. So I've read it a couple of times. The first time, honestly, I was so new to practice. I didn't really understand very much of this book. The second time I read it, it started to click a little bit more. So it's interesting how when we have books like this around, when you return to them after some time, and maybe your practice has shifted, or it's grown, or you've had some cycles where you've backslid, or wherever you are, there's cycles, right? We have peaks and valleys. It really is fascinating how certain parts of these books will resonate and have a deeper meaning. So, good one to have. last one is the Yogis Roadmap by Bhāvani, Sylvia Maki. She is a teacher. I think she's based in Kauai. This book was recommended to me by a local teacher here in the Bay Area. And I like this book because it is also very clear and more easy to read. It is a book that talks about the Yoga Sutras. So if you're new to Yoga Sutras, this is a good one to start with. The other thing is that she also talks about Patanjali and the story of Patanjali, who is the godfather of yoga and who is the Yoga Sutras are attributed to him. And some historians believe that Patanjali was not one person, but actually a group of people. So I thought that actually her breakdown of Patanjali and his birth and the story around his birth was amazing. It really helped me connect a little more deeply to who he was. And it's not the kind of sutra book where you go through each sutra. She chooses the key ones that she wants to impart knowledge on. And so if you're looking for something that's deeper dive into Yoga Sutras, this may not be for you, but if you're just starting out, this is a great one. Okay, so that's the last one. My intention is to have 7 for each of these installments. The next installment I'll post soon. It will be on women's wellness and breathwork. And I want to encourage you, as we go through the list of books and these libraries, that to think about taking these in like a piece of really delicious dark chocolate, right? You find a piece of delectable dark chocolate, you don't put the whole thing in your mouth. You want to take it one little bite at a time and maybe take a little morsel, one little piece, put it around, savor it, get the taste, the texture, the temperature, the aromas, right? And it's the same with studying philosophy. You don't want to gulp it in all at once. It's very difficult to assimilate and to integrate. And what you want to do is really take your time with each bit that comes to you, right? And take some time to reflect. So, and that's why I read sometimes some of these books more than once, because I often find that there's something that maybe I wasn't ready to hear, or maybe I wasn't ready to taste at the time, right? And so little morsels, little bites at a time, just like in our asana practice, you don't want to take everything and be in such a rush, right? We don't need to hurry and like gulp things down. When we gulp things down, we actually can't digest it easily. Our body has to work even harder to digest something if we don't like take the time to chew it and break it down first in the mouth, and then it comes down right into the body. So it's the same, and I want to encourage you to have a similar approach, to take your time. There's a lot of these books I'll be sharing with you over the next month, and enjoy them. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Bye.